Hey guys, Brian Hilliard here, author of the best-selling book, Networking Like a Pro, and today we are going to talk about how to monetize your reputation as an expert. We actually have a couple of things that I'm going to cover, and I'll tell you what, I am fired up about this, because if you are a coach, or maybe a consultant, or service professional, maybe you're a lawyer, or an author, an internet marketer, whatever the case may be, this is a situation that you have probably found yourself in. I know I have as well. You are an expert in your field. You've got people coming up to you asking you, questions and things like that related to, again, your field of expertise. You have gotten maybe people ask you to come out and speak, right, for their organization, civic group, or whatever the case may be. But the challenge is getting people to actually take out the old checkbook, right? Take out the checkbook and actually write a check for you. Because what happens is this: we go out and we know we've got all of this good stuff. We know that we have expertise that people really should be buying. But the problem is, how do we monetize that expertise? How do we turn that expertise into bottom line revenue without looking like a used car salesman in the process? Okay, so what we're going to do is talk about a couple of ways that you can kind of do that. Before I do that, let me just kind of answer a quick question that I know some people are thinking. Some people are thinking to themselves, oh, Brian, tell me what it is that you know about monetizing your expertise. I mean, you're a best-selling author, you've written, 4 books, you travel across the country, people come and hear you speak. What do you know about my situation as somebody who, might not be there quite yet? And I'll just tell you this, and I'll just be as frank as I possibly can. I have had, on 4 separate occasions, less than $20 in my checking account. All right? People sometimes don't believe me. I don't know. I'm telling you, that's the truth. On 4 separate occasions, I have had less than $20 in my checking account. And believe me, if you've ever been in that situation before, and I hope you have not, but if you ever have, that just changes things really. It just, it really gets you, focused in on what you need to do. And what I realized during not only those times, but also times leading up to that, was, listen, if I'm going to go out there and monetize and turn what I feel is a good product and a good, I should say, service into a legitimate product and business, then I'm going to have to do a couple of things. Number 1, I'm going to have to get organized and really get some structure. And number 2, I'm going to have to stop being afraid of what other people think in terms of, oh, I don't want to sell, I don't want to this, I don't want to that, because that was one of the mistakes I was doing. Okay? I was so afraid of what it might look like if I was actually, heaven forbid, something actually get bought. Right? Something gets sold. Right? Someone send me a credit card or a check or anything like that. And I just needed to do that. I just needed to do that. All right? So that's kind of where I'm coming from. So if you're coming from that place, like I said, coach, consultant, author, lawyer, service professional, fitness trainer, whatever the case may be, we are going to break it down for you right now, 2 ways to get yourself moving. All right. Now, the first one is definitely very, very, very important, and that is to create what I call a niche market. All right. Create a niche market. Now, sometimes people ask me, a niche market, what exactly does that mean? Well, a lot of times I see people, they go out and they kind of have this, everything to everyone kind of approach or mentality. And I'm just going to tell you that definitely does not work. Okay? You cannot be everything to everyone and expect to be successful. Certainly not in terms of really getting real money in terms of monetizing your expertise. And the reason is very clear. It's because people don't know what it is that you represent. Okay? They don't know what it is that you represent. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. The problem is there's too much information. The problem is that I can go online and I can find any information that I want. Okay? The problem is that sometimes people don't feel like they need somebody like yourself if all yourself is doing is presenting them with information. Okay? But here's the good news. The good news is if you can position yourself as an expert in your field that solves a problem, not provides information, that solves a problem, and does that through good insight, you will get people beating a path to your door. All right, so what does a niche market look like? Well, let me give you an example. If you're a realtor, and this is just a basic example, if you're a realtor, a niche market might be first-time home buyers, who are in your geographic area that maybe are, first-time home buyers in your geographic area that are starting a family. Okay, that would be a niche market. Now, there's a lot of people who fall into that market, right? First-time home buyers in your geographic area that are starting a family. Okay, but you see how that's a niche market. Let me give you another example. A friend of mine is a minister. Okay, he has a ministry. I don't know if he's a minister, but he has a youth ministry. And one of the things that he does is, if you've ever volunteered before for anything like that, you know that you have to have a lesson plan, right, on a week-to-week basis. And that can be a challenge because, on one hand, you're volunteering, but on the other hand, you don't want to look like an idiot. Right? So what happens is he put together a lesson plan, and he created a website where for, I think it's like $10 a month, right? For $10 a month, you too can download a weekly lesson plan specifically for youth ministries. Okay? That's a niche market. You need to get really specific. If you're a coach, you need to get really specific of who it is you work with. Maybe it's women entrepreneurs. Maybe it's women entrepreneurs who just came out of corporate life. You see, that's a niche market. You can have a couple of niche markets, 2 or 3 if you want, but you really got to get zoomed in on who it is that you're trying to get in front of. Okay? That way, not only do you know who you're trying to get in front of, but the market knows who you're trying to get in front of, and that has a way of attracting business. All right? Point number 2, we're talking about better monetizing your reputation as an expert. Point number 2, it's really, really simple. What you need to do, and this is especially true as a coach, consultant, really any service professional, all right? You need to make sure that you create some type of flagship service, or, I'm going to use the word product. There needs to be some type of flagship service or product that people can readily identify with you. All right, so what does that look like? Well, as a coach, people know me for our flagship program, How to Market Your Business in Less Than 90 Days. All right, that's something that we talk about a lot. People like it, and it's something that, like I said, a lot of people have found some, good results in doing. All right. If I were just to say, oh, well, I just do marketing or I do some sales, and maybe we can help you and maybe we can't, that's not a flagship program. Okay. Take a look at your service. What is it exactly that you provide? If you're somebody who is even a mortgage person, part of your flagship service could be working again with first-time home buyers. So you can have a flagship service that's predicated off the niche market. You could totally do that. If you're a, Pilates instructor or a yoga person or, Zumba or something like that, what I would think in terms of is a boot camp. We've got a 90-day boot camp that can help you do this, this, and that. Okay? If you are a coach, I already talked to you about that, you can have a 90-day this. A friend of mine out in North Carolina, he has a program called 100 Days to Prosperity. Right? That's a flagship program that he's known for, and people will begin to associate him with it. All right? So take a look at your business. Take a look at what it is that you do. Take a look at what it is you enjoy doing. Take a look at who it is you enjoy working with. From that, create a niche market, develop a flagship program, some type of service that people can readily identify you with, and I am telling you that will go a long way towards better monetizing your reputation as an expert. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's something that you can see yourself using. If you'd like to take a deeper dive, swing over to our blog. It is www.monetizemyrep.com. But in the meantime, my name is Brian Hilliard, saying so long, take care, and thank you for your time.